Hello, greetings. So this is about my case and complications. I'm living here in Dubai too. Although it is peaceful and secure, yet there are some areas I dare say outspoken now, because I don't have the patience anymore to take these things, even the slightest small thing. Even if grocery comes late, I know I'm mumbling to myself. I'm very scared I just don't want to say everything and anything. My life story out open that I've kept saying, because in this madness, compulsion, attack, I hope those who understand, and I'm very grateful. I really appreciate it from the heart. So I'm rendered exhausted by the feelings, just waking up to negativity. That's why my panic struck, my shocked, painful voice is coming out again and again every day. It is like this, actually. So the people might get tired. Someone, I don't want everyone to listen to me. I just want someone out there in this whole world who is good, who is a good person, maybe who understands what I'm going through. Maybe they will know if I can share it with the one person out there who cares for us human beings. So in that way, for example, someone Mr. Dr. Richard Dawkins, scientist, helping a Saudi. They had an interview with the Saudi lady who was getting threats by her family because she left Islam. So I'm much grateful for that. And the Britishers, they're very level-headed. And they listen and they care. At least there they have law and order, although there was pickpocketing. I always used to keep my bag, college bag, in front, like over the shoulder, because I was pickpocketed in London. When I went after so many years and went shopping on Oxford Street, my wallet was taken. So otherwise London has, it's amazing. I don't know why the pickpocketing, they say that many, from the maybe European, not so developed cities, countries. So like when we were living in London with the family, my mother's crockery was stolen and all this was happening. But here there's no stealing, I must say, in UAE, Dubai. And we could even keep our doors open, but as family. But I'm alone, so there are some red lights here. And if you go somewhere, then something happens. So there's great things about London I love. That we can, no Britisher is going to come and touch you or make a circumstance in such a way that you would touch them. So here, even though the laws are strict about harassment and, against women, some men have become very smart, clever, over smart. And I thought maybe, so, no, they're telling me no. So later I was touched, but in a way that I thought that I touched the person walking by, but he was coming in my way in a shop, and I let out a shriek. It was kind of my arm and hand that touched her. I felt that something very covertly took place. Now I could be, so there's a force that is not letting me say that I could be wrong. So then I was like later on, like, oh my God, if it was it that this person came in my way so that I would bump into him or touch him. So there are some red lights here, and like in the hotels, and if you go out without a abaya and a chalet. Now in this heat, I don't wear a chalet and abaya. And if you go to these places where, where prostitutes are more and live and all, there's a general feeling that you're not safe. Some man will approach you, or start to act. This has happened with someone I know, so they avoid these red light places in Dubai. And some man will approach you and say, "Are you free?" or things like that. So it just spoils our day because we're so sensitive to these things, and so much money, but I'm kind of upset here, still thinking like it's been so many years now, financial aid is coming and I'm dependent, and yet I complain about these things because I feel I need to. And the general opinion is that the Arab men also, can bully our locals here, can bully expats and all. That's what I've been thinking of right now. And and the Arabs can, you're very rich people. You can buy Pakistanis to harass us. So whether I lived in, and there's a general thing about me that opinion in my father's side. I don't know if I should be sharing my personal life, but it's too late now. I already do. Right now, I don't know. It's a funny feeling. Maybe I should stop sharing these personal things, even though I have shared a lot in the past, and just take what since childhood, like there's something on me that I fall out of favor from people, and they take me as some evil thing following me. So, if I wear a t-shirt here, and I hope Arabs will not look down on me, like in my family. I'm not I don't, I cannot imagine. My mother, I came from a very decent mother who, at 13 years old, she tried her best to, stay a good mother and a wife. And actually her innocence, her deep innocence, not what they made her, the in-laws, my father's side, but inside her deep thing, her good nature, until she was hampered with and messed up. She was a very decent person. I mean, her father was very strict, wouldn't allow his daughters, my grandfather, wouldn't allow his daughters to go to college because that's how he thought. He was very conservative. Although my mother, one of her sisters, she she spoke to her father and he allowed his daughter to go to St. Joseph's College in Karachi. And so my mother got the permission. But my grandfather was very conservative, Khoja Sindhi. And we come in Pakistan also, our Khoja community, we have a very, like in Karadar, we used to have a very, we could walk and no one would come. And not in Bori Bazaar and now rampant in on Tariq Road, Karachi. But here, that thing is lacking. That we Khoja Sindhis had in Karachi, we enjoyed clean, fun, outgoing, laughter, no one to judge us. My mother gave me that lenient environment, and I enjoyed that for a time in London, that we could have clean fun and all this. But the rest of the Pakistanis who are some Punjabis and all this, or I don't know where they come from in Bori Bazaar, Taj and all this, and cinema halls. And my father later, he wasn't a good person, but anyways, he used to say he would take his second wife or third wife or fourth wife, I don't know which number she was. Lately, the one just died. He used to take her out, and that's where people saw my father with her, but he would not take us out because he would say that he had this excuse that in Pakistan, Karachi, people, the way they stare at you, I don't like it. So that's just an excuse anyways. He used to go out with his other wife and her children. And before even I got the membership, I had to really, later on, this wife of his had membership of Karachi Club. You know how Karachi Club is? It is not a very high standard like Sindh Club. So, so there they used to go and all this. Only when I realized you are a member and all your kids from this other woman's are going to Karachi Club, and she herself goes to Karachi Club and plays cards and all that. So can I just have a membership so that I can go and do swimming there? So that's when he made me the membership card for Karachi Club. So I just came to say that, okay, I have religious problems, and I've been told by this Pakistani, if I come to Pakistan, see what I do with you. Well, if you have the backing of UAE and Saudi Arabia, you already are killing the Shias and calling me Randi, prostitute and all this, because I've become an ex-Muslim, he says. No, you would have called me a prostitute for being a Shia. So, religious problems. Sorry, excuse me, I have this bad habit. I'll be talking about my life condition falling apart and coming here, and it's whatever it is, but I think that if the money was less, I would, and there was this environment of good people, like not this prostitution and all this, you can listen to Loy Macedo's thing. But if you're here, don't complain. If you complain, then you're out. You should leave. So And I'm taking the risk because I've had enough. Yeah, they would say, you eat, drink, and be merry here. This is paradise. No, it isn't. I feel the indecency. I travel in taxis. I know that. Yeah, it's safe, secure, but the people are. Even the Asians here, some Pakistanis and all Indians, and they don't. But I think the Indians are better. But they don't come up to that mark of decency. I can just feel it. There's a feeling that although not much has happened to me, I come home safely. I complain against UAE and the locals and all. Probably they'll find me. I don't know how to keep a balance. Like I don't. They've been financially. I guess they have to financially. This thing me. They're saying, help me, because in Pakistan, the Muslim world, wherever we go, we can't go and live in peace. Only in the UAE. I haven't been to the other GCC countries. I don't know. And there's a general loose that if you are not an Arab local with the abaya and chalet, or you are an expat, okay, Indians, Filipinos, they walk in shorts sometimes in this heat. I've seen some, not all, but if you as a, I don't know why it happens to me all the time, like in this Muslim world, why I get all this, what do you call it, indecent men and all, and the bad experiences with people. It's with me since childhood, or something's put on me, I don't know. Okay, so I will continue this later. Thanks for they told me, I don't know who it is, one, that we've made you, that you shriek, you speak out, you say, ah, because in childhood I never used to scream or anything, or resist, or even if I was touched in Bori Bazaar walking a long time ago, or I wouldn't, or even here, I wouldn't scream. This time I let out a shriek because I've become very sensitive. They've made me sensitive, and they made me let out so sensitive that I had to let out a shriek in the shop. And then I'm very scared here. Like lately, there was some sheikh or someone, some Arab, wants to make women prostitutes. Prostitutes, be careful, Sarah, be careful. Voices were coming. So, like even grocery now, I'm really scared. I've been not in the motivation to order some things that I need, and I'm thinking twice. For this is like really something. Before, like sometimes I would think I'm connected with His Highness Sheikh Muhammad bin Rashid Al Maktoum. But if I get the feeling that I'm hated and I'm not wanted, like my father's family would do to me, snub me and prejudiciously insult me and, do all these things to me, then like you don't feel like living with them. So I'm getting financial aid here, but still not happy with the situation here. What Loy Macedo spoke about one Arab man with his like he was a child and his mother, so we're not safe. Even though these are my local Arab men, they acting like this could influence what I mean. then what do we expect from the expats, right? But the law is so strict here for the expats. So the Arab men have to get straight. I mean, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Loy Masood also mentions this in his video, but His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, that early morning he went to visit these government places, and he sacked some of his own people because they were not there working on time. So I don't know, like I'm also very strict about these matters, especially the women's protection, and human rights violations. So I'm very strict about that, and in this I don't agree with His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum to be allowing these things to happen, like child jockeys and most of the Dubai, some area in Dubai, like Bur Dubai, Rola Road, and now all these streets and roads where we are told prostitutes stay, and the other side also, Astoria Hotel. I've seen videos like there, that side in Bur Dubai, and other sides like Rola Road and all this with prostitution and full of prostitution, or I don't know what it is, that men look at you like if they feel you are one of them, then they will do something. Like it's also a general in the environment, like Sharafat, you can't go to a hotel, like for the just for the restaurant, a small hotel, because I'm not a rich person. I'm on financial aid, so I try to go find out if somewhere near me. And what happened last time, I shared this on Facebook Live, but the in the hotel, I was like they take time show me the another cafe or a place on the roof, and so maybe taking time that I would say that I want to sell myself, God forbid, or it was general this kind of a thing. And when the taxi drivers also see a lot of carrying prostitutes and taking them, or they see generally outside what is happening, how can they respect us women? So although it is safe and secure in ways that there's no corruption like in Pakistan, nothing like Pakistan, it's much, much, much better. Still, there's this general feeling of not a decent environment. Like if you go out and you look a little good, someone might want to pick on you so that they would get your attention. And these crazy men, they do these crazy things. So like when I first had my hair straightened, then there was this fight. I had this like these men came and cut lines, so I would pay attention to them, and they said if they can't talk like that, they would come and talk to you, and it's become very clever, very covert. You know what I mean? They will come in other ways to you, take your attention, and enjoy it. Okay, so this is what I had to say. Now I'm very tired, exhausted. Headache is coming on. I'm going to go now, rest for a while, and then upload another video. Thank you.